Tokyo. We now move on once again to the United States, where White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller has accused India of helping finance Russian forces by continuing to purchase oil from Moscow. Speaking on Fox News, Miller said the following.
For India to continue financing this war by purchasing the oil from Russia. People will be shocked to learn that India is basically tied with China in purchasing Russian oil. That's an astonishing fact. India portrays itself as being one of our closest friends in the world. So President Trump, he wants a tremendous relationship and has had always a tremendous relationship with India and the Prime Minister. But we need to get real about dealing with the financing of this war. So President Trump, all options are on the table to deal diplomatically, financially, and otherwise with the ongoing war in Ukraine so we can achieve peace and end the war that the Democrat Party and Joe Biden are responsible for.
The comments mark one of the sharpest critiques of India made by the Trump administration. A 25% tariff on Indian products took effect on Friday, with Trump also threatening 100% tariffs on imports from countries that continue buying Russian oil unless a ceasefire is reached. Despite this, Indian officials say they will maintain energy ties with Moscow. We're now joined by Gautam Mukherjee, who's a senior journalist. He joins us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much, Gautam, for joining us on this. What are your thoughts of Stephen Miller's comments here, also the Indian reaction? Do you think India should stop buying Russian oil in order to appease the American president and avoid a possible 100% tariff from the United States?
Absolutely not. Mr. Miller, this is propaganda out and out. Yes, we are buying Russian oil because it's cheaper. If America offered us oil cheaper than Russia, we would buy. In fact, we are buying some amount of oil and gas from the United States and from a variety of other countries in addition to Russia. Our needs are 80% of, all our needs are imported. And this percentage masks the fact that every month, every year, the actual volume of oil that we need is growing. Now, on the other side of the coin is the fact that we also have some of the largest oil refineries in the world, the most modern, and we export a lot of the oil that we import from various sources, including Russia, back to America and Europe, and they're very happy to buy it. So, to say that we are financing the Russian war against Ukraine is a bit of a stretch. And coming from the Deputy Chief of Staff, it smacks of utter propaganda.
Okay.
And we are not listening to this nonsense.
Okay, Gautam, do you think that India's policy of strategic autonomy here has backfired on itself? There has been some critiques of, obviously, the Indian government's closeness with Moscow, along with maintaining good relations with the West. What's your analysis of that, Gautam?
Well, our strategic autonomy is not new and will continue. What is glaring and probably part of these wild statements is the fact that America has had absolutely no influence either on Ukraine or in Russia in order to stop this war. They are carrying on and on. Russia is bashing up Ukraine at will, and Ukraine is using NATO armaments to do likewise. Now, Trump's efforts have been totally, useless in all of this, and he continues to finance the war of Ukraine, continues to sell them armaments either directly or via NATO. So what's he getting agitated with us for? It is his utter failure.
Yes, Gautam Mukherjee, thank you very much for joining us here on NewsX World. Pleasure to have you as always. Well, that's